lifted the Coppa Italia. They start as favourites tonight, but opponents Lazio are looking for their third win in the competition in the last 7 years. Joining me tonight is a man who certainly knows what it takes to win the Coppa Italia, former Juventus manager Claudio Ranieri. Claudio, wonderful to have you with us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Talk to us a bit about your former team, about Juve, because they've won the league. They're into the Champions League final.
Yeah.
They could win the Coppa Italia. Has it surprised you how well they've done this season?
Surprised just for the Champions League. But also last season with the Conte arrived at a good level and lost just against Galatasaray. But they deserve to win. And now they are very, very motivated. But of course, beat the Real Madrid is not easy. But now there is the final. I think Barcelona is the favorites. Juventus underdog, but in one match everything could happen.
It can't just be motivation though, is it? What does this side do so well? What are their strengths? What are their qualities?
The Juventus quality, there are fantastic champions because Buffon, Pirlo, Pogba, Morata, Tevez, Vidal, a lot great players with the Italian mentality. You can score but also close very well the way. And then I want to say I'm very curious to see Neymar, Messi and Suarez against the defense Italian.
We just saw some pictures of Carlos Tevez warming up there. He's only actually played 53 minutes of Coppa Italia so far this season. How big a role, how key will he be tonight to Juventus?
I think Tevez is one of the best players in Juventus because he's a leader, and when he presses, all the team go back him. That is important. Tonight there is the opportunity for Juventus to achieve the silver star, because after 10 winning Coppa Italia, on the shirt you put the little silver star. And I think could be a very good match because also Lazio made a very fantastic season. Start not so well, but after improve a lot, play a good football, an attacking football. And tonight I think could be a very, very good match.
You're right, they're third in the league. They are playing great football at the moment. Both times that they've met in the league this season, they've lost 2-0 and 3-0 to Juventus. How do they approach this differently? What do they need to do?
I don't know. I am very curious because tonight they play 5 on the back, Juventus, and also Lazio could play 5 on the back. And I think Candreva go around Pirlo, because it's important Pirlo doesn't play. And then I think Pioli will put Candreva very close to Pirlo and attack Pirlo.
All right, wonderful. We're going to chat more in just a moment. We are, though, almost set to go in Rome. Will it be Juventus taking one step closer to that historic treble, or will Lazio manage to spoil the party? Kickoff is just around the corner. Welcome back. Well, you're looking at pictures of a packed Olympic Stadium in Rome for the Coppa Italia final. It's deemed as a neutral venue, but it's Lazio at their home ground playing Juventus in this one. We're joined by the former Juventus manager Claudio Ranieri to watch this with us. Claudio, Juventus have won 4 Serie A titles now in a row. Is that indicative of just how good they are, or is the rest of Italy far behind?
In this moment, the rest of Italy is a little down because Inter is looking for a new build team after the triplete with Mourinho, and the same Milan. And Roma changed 3-4 coaches, now arrive. Sia is doing well, and Naples with Benitez. And then I think the first team who rebuild his club is Juventus, and now there is the show what they are doing.
Lazio are right up there as well, aren't they? They're pushing for second at the moment. They're third, just 1 point off Roma in second in the table, so they're still fighting for so much in the league. Does that put them at a disadvantage this evening, because Juventus could take it easy at the weekend, play a second-string team?
But Juventus is no first team or second team, because Juventus is one team. They are strong mentality, with the mentality. When a player or coach arrives in Juventus in Turin, he knows he has to win. Every match, every draw is not good. Demand that. Lazio is doing very well. With the Pioli, was my former player in Fiorentina, are doing very well. I'm very happy with him, and is another kind of job. Lazio and Rome are fighting, but now there will be Monday, there will be a derby, Roma-Lazio, and then, if I remember well, Lazio must play against Naples. And then I think Roma has a little advantage for the second place.
Interesting, you say no second string players. Gianluigi Buffon on the bench this evening. Now I know he's not played in the Coppa Italia. You as a manager, would you have been tempted in such an important match to put him in?
Yes, it's difficult to say, because if at the beginning you say you play all the matches and the second keeper play only the Coppa Italia, if you start in this way, you can change at the end. You give your words to the second player, and he had to play. But Storari is a good player, he's a good goalkeeper.
We know that Marchisio, Morata both suspended for Juventus this evening. Is that a problem for them?
No, because play Llorente, play Pogba, then Juventus has a very, very good team. Then if I play Morata or play Llorente, of course something changed, because are two different strikers. The same if you play Marchisio or Pogba, but Pogba is a very, very high quality player.
It's a little bit about what you think the manager has achieved with this team, because it's true of both the managers, it's their first season with the team, but talk to us specifically about Pioli. What do you think he has done with Lazio?
Oh, Lui is doing very well, because Lazio is no easy club, but slowly, because the fans are everybody against the president, Lotito, and but he's very calm, very quiet, build a very good squad, and all the people, all the players who go to play well, and it's unbelievable. But I think tonight we will say a very good match.
Interestingly enough, when the manager arrived at Juventus, when Allegri arrived at Juventus, the fans were against him. His car was spat at. He received a lot of unfavourable treatment, shall we say. Has he managed to turn around now?
Yes, now all the fans are around him, but it was fantastic, the club, it was fantastic, the chairman was fantastic, the sporting director, to everybody help him, help each other to support Allegri.
There are now 4 games, including this one, remaining in the season for Juventus. 2 of them are worth a trophy. How does he cope with that pressure tonight?
No, I think it's not so pressure, because now they are convinced they can do something good, and their story, no? And then, of course, I think they want to win, because if you win, you help to win again. But of course, maybe the mind is on the Barcelona, but tonight it will be important.
In England, there's often the cliche around Italian football that it can be played in a very cagey way, but actually following this Coppa Italia, we have seen lots of goals, incredible goals throughout this tournament. How do you expect these 2 teams to approach this tonight?
Maybe tonight it will be a little more tactical match, but of course Lazio is played to score a goal, play at home, and they try to do something good. But Juventus has experience to wait, to stay calm, and then to score at the right moment.
All right, wonderful. Well, listen, it's great to have your opinions this evening. We're going to come back to you shortly after the first half, but in a moment as well, we're going to leave you in the company of Tony Gale and Ian Crocker for the commentary. Right now, though, let's just listen in to the Italian national anthem.
Dov'è la vittoria? Le porga la chioma, che schiava di Roma, Dio la creò. Stringiamoci a corte, siamo pronti alla morte, siamo pronti alla morte, l'Italia chi? Stringiamoci a corte, siamo pronti alla morte, pronti alla morte, l'Italia chiamò, sì!
A chorus of 70,000 inside the Stadio Olimpico, led by Chiara Gagliazzo, Italy's X Factor winner from 2012. Sergio Mattarella is the Italian FA. And we are almost ready for the off. Juventus are without two key players, Claudio Marchisio and Alvaro Morata, who are both suspended. It's a back three, so Andrea Bazzali starts. Fernando Llorente comes in to partner Carlos Tevez, who scored a phenomenal 29 goals this season. Paul Pogba made a timely return from injury recently. The majestic Andrea Pirlo was 36 yesterday. Lazio without the injured Lucas Biglia and Lorik Sana. Santiago Gentiletti plays only his fourth game for Lazio, having been injured most of the season. Antonio Candreva had a brief loan spell with Juve 5 years ago. Senad Lulic scored the winner in the final 2 years ago here against Roma. Felipe Anderson is one to watch, and like Pirlo, Miroslav Klose is also 36. Stefano Pioli, the coach of Lazio, Max Allegri in charge of Juventus. All smiles now. Will he be by the end of tonight? As Juve look to complete stage 2 of what would be an astonishing treble.
Well, it would be astonishing, Ian, and I think we're in for a great match. I must say the atmosphere is just absolutely incredible, and the stadium's a sea of colour. Absolutely wonderful, the way they've decked it all out, and I just hope the match, the actual game, matches the occasion and the colour of it, because I find it absolutely brilliant.
Miroslav Klose, no stranger to these kind of nights. It's the 14th final of his career for club or country, and what a career it's been. Carlos Tevez, one short of 30 goals in what's been an outstanding season for the former Manchester man. Daniele Ossato is the referee. Lazio are in familiar surroundings at their own home, but the champions Juventus are just after a double, and then maybe that tantalising treble. They won't be fazed by this. They're not fazed by anything. Lazio will be keen to get on the front foot early, because Juventus have bossed the 2 league meetings between the sides this season, winning 3-0 here back in November and 2-0 in Turin last month.
And interestingly, in it looks like they're matching up Juventus. Juventus are, used to playing this 3 at the back system, but Lazio not. So obviously, just early stages of the game is going to be about settling down. Obviously, they've been on the back end of a couple of results against Juve in the league, so they're looking to change it. And the manager's gone, OK, let's go and match up. So they're matching up exactly the same as Juve.
Here's Giorgio Chiellini. Pogba returns it to Chiellini, who has Evra available in that left wing-back role. And here he is, looking to make an early impression. No offside. Oh, it is now. The flag's gone up late against Llorente, had to be.
Very late as well. Going to be interesting for Llorente tonight. Is he going to get in behind the same as Morata? You can see he's gone a fraction early there. Yes, he is offside, but he's not going to run those channels as well as Morata does. Morata thrives on the fact that he can get down the side of central defenders. Llorente thrives on the fact that he wants to get on the end of crosses. Maybe a little bit of a change of tack for Juve tonight.
Lazio have a huge game against their city rivals Roma here on Monday, so the rearrangement of this final didn't really suit them, but had to be done. It was due to be on the 7th of June. Juventus will be rather busy that weekend, the night before, playing Barcelona in the Champions League final.
Be interesting to see how Closer runs the line as well tonight, Ian, because, you know, in a system that's strange to Lazio, it's very important how they will get the support to him. Do they do it from the wide sides, or do they pack that midfield? They just can't afford Pirlo allow time on the ball. He's going to drop still back. You've got the back three in front of him, behind him there, so he's still going to drop back and get that ball. They've got to have someone around him, in and around him all the time to stop him starting off the attacks.
Here's Candreva, possible opening here. Felipe Anderson alongside, but Chiellini unruffled by that. Here's Basta. Candreva. Had a few months on loan at Juventus back in 2010. Taken out by Pogba.
Yeah, Pogba and Vidal, the legs in that midfield. You've got Pirlo sitting deep. Pogba and Vidal really have been excellent in the Champions League and the league, but they are the ones that Pirlo relies on to just get about and break attacks up.
Cataldi then will take this, and it's a goal already! It's a perfect start for Lazio! Just what they needed here! A goal inside 4 minutes has left Juventus absolutely stunned.
Well, ball comes across on the near post. It's a great whipping ball in. It's beaten on the near post, as you can see there. Storari in tonight, and you can see up and above the rest of the defenders. Just gets his head on it. Because Radu, who gets his head on it, just seems to come off his shoulder as well on impact. You can see he's leaning back there, not a clean header, comes off his shoulder, and that's the way it beats the keeper. Unfortunately, Storari, who's come in tonight for Buffon, and he's on the back foot straight away. That's the start I think the game needed.
Stefan Radu has given Lazio an early lead, a statement of intent. Plenty of time, mind you, for Juventus to respond. Well, that certainly brought this final to life early on. Basta. Off the head of Bonucci, it'll come to Lichtsteiner.
It's funny with those set pieces like that, and if you do get ahead of the ball and you're trying to head it, you're going back on yourself. Quite often it does come off your shoulder, and it really is a fortunate goal, but nonetheless you've got to get across your marker in the first place, and he does that, Radu, and it's in the back of the net.
Juventus, a goal down early on, but hardly a side to panic at any stage. Andrea Pirlo will stand over this. Pirlo floated in, quickly returned by Lichtsteiner. Well, that will give Lazio a huge lift. They didn't get many sights of goal when they were beaten in Turin last month. Juventus were 2 up by half-time and controlled the game. Pogba now has picked out Vidal. Tevez trying to close in. Free kick.
Well, that's the beauty of the likes of Vidal and Pogba. They can burst from those midfield areas because you've got 3 in there. So you've always got insurance of 2 behind you. Ball in by Pogba. Vidal's gone. Don't think he was actually offside. I think the linesman's give it for someone else, but there's Tevez with a late challenge. But that's what you can expect from Vidal and Pogba, bursting into the area from deep positions. Very difficult to pick up. You've got two strikers against the three central defenders tonight, so it's vital that those two make their bursts.
Radu, the goal scorer and captain for the night. Candreva takes over from Felipe Anderson. Under pressure from Llorente, here is Basta. De Vrij going long, looking for Felipe Anderson, but Bazzali and Bonucci not too bothered by that, but it's an error. It's an error that Lulic is unable to capitalise on for Lazio.
Well, they really are suffocating them in that midfield area. You can see just closer up front, and you can see as many as 4 players behind in that midfield, really trying to stifle the flow of the game, really pressing in and breaking up the play early. Final started at a hectic pace. Put your foot on the ball at your peril at the moment. But this is the way Lazio had to go about it. They cannot allow Juve time to settle on the ball, and so far, so good. And the goal was a real bonus.
It is frantic, it is frenetic out there, and it's another free kick. Cataldi going short this time, having sent that one in for Radu to score. Lazio setting their stall out against the champions of Italy. Chiellini, Evra hugging the touchline, but it's going first to Pogba. Tevez takes that deep. Bazzali. It is going to be a free kick for Arturo Vidal.
We'll expect him to be involved on all occasions. Vidal, not only with the ball, but without it as well. There he gets caught late, you can see that clearly. But I just think Juve have struggled to come to terms with the fact that there's 4 in that midfield area for Lazio, and it really is suffocating them in there. They've just left closer up front, suffocated that midfield area where Juve are so strong.
Andrea Pirlo standing over this free kick. He turned 36 yesterday. Pirlo floats it in. And Juventus do have their equaliser! Chiellini has popped up with a rapid response. Panic over, just like that. An extraordinary start to the Coppa Italia final. With just over 10 minutes played, it's already 1-1.
And you can hardly hear yourself think of Julian. It's just an incredible atmosphere, and Chiellini's back. There's the foul, and the free kick comes in from Pirlo, headed back into the area, and Chiellini, what a great finish that is. Central defender up from attack. There's a header back across the goal. Chiellini's first on it and into the roof of the net. 1-1, 2 set pieces. Great game.
Chiellini's last goal for Juve was 15 months ago, but he did score all the 3 goals in Italy's 2-1 win against Azerbaijan earlier this season. And he's quickly hauled Juve level here. What a start for the 2015 Coppa Italia final. Radu's goal quickly cancelled out by Chiellini.
Well, everybody's been talking about tactics, formations, individual bits of play, but it's 2 set pieces, typical in a final, that they've opened the scoring from. 1-0 to Lazio, and then Juve equalising, but just got to manage that first ball. If you can't manage that first ball, you're going to be struggling.
Vidal. Pogba. Evra now. Chiellini for Pirlo. Bonucci. Chiellini. Tevez and Pogba. De Vrij won it back for Lazio. Cataldi. Gentiletti for Radu. Candreva.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by this formation they set up. 3 at the back, Ian, and then just closer up front. Then you've got Parolo and Cataldi just holding in front of the 3. And then in front of them, Candreva and Anderson have got 3 roles to support closer. So the width from both teams is coming from the wing-backs.
Basta for Candreva. Looking to make it happen here for Lazio. Basta trying to take that back, but trusts Paul Pogba to intervene. And he fended off Basta's returning interest. Parolo. Pirlo. Pirlo gives it away to Radu. On by Parolo. Candreva now. A little flick which doesn't quite carry to Lulic. Vidal away towards Lichtsteiner. And Cataldi making contact.
Well, really pressing in well. Lazio really pressing in, putting on the squeeze. I mean, we hear about the press so many times now. Just putting the opposition under pressure in their own last third. Really squeezing here. Right, here they go all together. They've got to go in. Can't let that man have time on the ball, Pirlo, because he will pick the pass. You've got to squeeze, then one squeezes, you've all got to go together. So far, they've done it really well. Question is, can you squeeze like that for 90 minutes?
Both teams going with their second choice goalkeepers, by the way, as has been common in the Coppa Italia for them. Storari, 38 now for Juve, in ahead of Buffon. And Berisha starting ahead of Marchetti. Felipe Anderson has had a terrific season for Lazio. It's glanced off Lulic for a Juventus throw.
It doesn't matter how old you are when you're going in goal. You're certainly shocked when you're beaten that early, when you're coming in from the great man as well. You're replacing him, Buffon, and then you're beaten. So he's certainly one who'd be thanking his lucky stars that there was an equaliser soon after up the other end.
Cataldi. Here's Basta. Felipe Anderson up against Chiellini. Basta still on the scene. Here is the Serbian. Parolo and Pogba challenging. Candreva never far away from the action. Vidal, quick switch up towards Tevez. De Vrij is there.
A great press again. Forced to push a longer ball up to Tevez, and that's easy to contest for the central 3 of Lazio when it goes up in the air like that to the likes of Tevez. But the pressing's been terrific early on in the game.
Parolo tried a quick one which did not come off. Stefano Pioli was a Juventus player for 3 years in the mid-80s. Both coaches in their first season in charge of Juventus and Lazio, and in their first Coppa Italia finals. Chiellini, whose goal has dug Juventus out of a bit of a hole, having conceded with 4 minutes played. Lulic. Little stray from Felipe Anderson. And The yellow card is shown to Parolo for that challenge on Vidal.
It was a lunge in. I mean, Vidal certainly not innocent of a few challenges himself like that. That's the type of challenge he likes, but Parolo's second best, you can see, and he's just lunging in, catches him. It's a dangerous challenge, you see. Just catches the ball, but you can see he's going between the legs of Vidal, and it's more intent that the referee books him for nowadays.
Well, he has to tread carefully now, Marco Parolo, which is easier said than done in a game of high stakes like the Coppa Italia final. Bonucci now for Chiellini. Pogba took on the shot, which always looked rather ambitious from there.
Well, not the shot of the £70 million rated midfielder. Is the goal again. You can see off the shoulder earlier of Radu, who got up for the set piece. That caused the strange loop on the ball, beats the keeper quite easily.
Radu has been with Lazio for over 8 years, only the 5th goal he's scored for them. But it's one to remember, even though Juventus have since drawn level here. Away by Radu. Lulic now. Candreva. Movement ahead from Lulic and from close up. Parolo. Basta. Felipe Anderson has come over to the left for now, and that's trickled out anyway for a throw.
Yeah, there's plenty of movement for Lazio. Candreva and Anderson have got free roles, you like, in front of the holding midfield too. So that's their job, to try and sit in the pockets, get in between those Juve midfielders. And Pirlo, although their strength can become their weakness, Juve's, when they're defending. So they've got to try and present themselves and get in those pockets and provide close with a little ball, maybe down the sides of one of those central three. But sometimes you can leave those three marking one, and that means you get the numbers game in midfield, which Lazio have had so far. But you can just start to see that Juve are getting a little bit more possession now.
Remarkably, Juventus haven't won the Coppa Italia for 20 years, and in that time, Lazio have won it 5 times. Parolo. Right. Basta. Pirlo. Chiellini. Gentiletti will be spoken to by the referee for taking out Tevez.
Well, that's more of a yellow card for me than the one previous. Just straight through the back of Tevez. You can see no chance of getting the ball. A little bit of a raking action down the back of the Achilles of Tevez. That has to be a yellow card.
Free kick will be given against Llorente, who's been somewhat overshadowed this season by Tevez and Morata, but his big chance tonight after Morata's red card in the semi-final.
They'll be keen to impress, because the other two have grabbed all the headlines in a great Champions League run, and a bit of a revelation, the pair of them, actually. Taking teams to pieces with their movement. Tevez coming off short. Obviously very good striker with the ball, clever player, and Morata very pacey in behind.
Basta won his duel with Pogba. Pogba. After that early setback, Juventus looking more comfortable now. Vidal, Pogba, and Bonucci sent that one straight out.
Yeah, poor ball, and Lazio have got to realise that they can't press all the time, that when they have got good possession, Juve, then they drop back into their shape again. And then when you press, you all press at once. So just a little bit of a breather for Lazio at the moment, just regrouping, because sometimes you tend to panic. Nothing like a few passes to settle a team down, as Juve have had so far. as they're just creeping back into it.
Candreva and Lulic on the scene here. Candreva, he's done really well, but Lazio were rather short of numbers in there and Juve weren't. Llorente and Tevez holding it up. Vidal. Chiellini. Pirlo. Rick Steiner, the Swiss international. Zali was out injured for the first 5 months of the season. Pogba. Zali. Llorente. Tevez alongside, but he can't find him. Vidal. Pogba. Llorente will chase this. And Lulic under pressure from Llorente. But he succeeded in clearing it, only as far as Pirlo though. Vidal. Pirlo again. Evra. Vidal for Pirlo. Chiellini. Pogba. Evra. Ready to deliver. Llorente in there. And he usually thrives on that kind of service.
Yeah, it was a great ball in. One to attack for Llorente, and he'll be a little bit disappointed that he didn't hit the target. There's Chiellini's goal again. Great finish it was, because it was slightly behind him and he's kind of hook volleyed it back into the goal. Probably surprised himself, actually. That's the type of ball they need for Llorente. They need to get down the sides and get those crosses in.
Felipe Anderson will get a shot away here. It's way over and way out, but he was gifted with the chance.
And that's where he's going to enjoy himself, I think, Felipe Anderson, because he's got a little bit of a free roll. He's not tied down in a 4-3-3 as per normal, where he's stuck out wide and relying on other people to get in the ball. If he drifts in, he can get involved in the play as well. Break up play, get on the ball, nicking possession off people, and getting possession of his own teammates as well. He's a bit of a free spirit anyway, so that'll suit him.
It's a free kick for Llorente. Lazio are unbeaten in their last 7 Coppa Italia encounters with Juventus, but strangely Juventus are unbeaten in the last 21 league meetings between the sides. Well, it's a long way out for Andrea Pirlo, but he has tried it from this kind of range before.
He's got a great action on the ball. He gets that lovely dip on it like Ronaldo. It's like a little jab kind of a shot. You strike the ball in the middle of the ball, and what you do is you don't follow through on it. It's easier said than done. It sounds like I do it every day, doesn't it? But it's nigh on impossible to copy. It's a technique of all of his own. I wonder if he'll ever go from here.
Pirlo decides to float it in instead.
Should have had a go, shouldn't he?
Felipe Anderson. Candreva is ahead of him here. There's a possible opening. Support arriving all the time. Cataldi! And it's pretty much a routine save for Storari.
Just the type of driving run I was talking about, Felipe Anderson, given that little bit of a free spirit roll, just driving 30-40 yards, but the finish didn't match the shot, did it? But certainly that's very difficult to stop when you're running from deeper positions. You're not on the flank, you're running across players. They tend to pass them on to each other and no one takes the initiative. Great run.
Vidal. Pogba. Tevez. Rick Steiner predictably well advanced on the right, but it's going to the left first of all. Candreva. Bonucci was quickly upon him. Vidal, Juventus on the move now. Tevez, onside. The goal's in sight, but then not for long, blocked by Radu. And that's a foul by Cataldi. It's another free kick. Bizarrely on the receiving end that time.
No need to go for the challenge there. Cataldi really looked like he was pulling out in the end. He ends up clipping bizarrely, but he's trying to get out the way. Just a little clip on the shin, you could see. Just thought about the tackle and pulled out at the last moment. Otherwise, it could have been a dangerous one. Good position again, though. Lovely little position this is. We've already seen 2 set-piece goals. Pirlo's great at whipping these balls in from this angle. Let's see how high a line that Lazio hold here, because this gives him a target just to whip it in behind that defence and in front of the keeper, of course. There's the line. Look, now his gap is in and around that penalty spot. You can see maybe penalty spot and just a little bit further. That's the one you feel he's going to be aiming at. Great striker of the ball.
This could be awkward for Lazio. We've given away a few of these already. It is Pirlo to take it. And it was Evra who met it.
Clever. Very, very clever. Evra comes later. Everyone drives early, and he's hit that behind the line. It's even fooled me from up here. But what's happened is you just delay your run as you're coming up to strike it. Defenders retreat. They've gone back to that penalty spot area. Evra comes in late, but can't keep his header down.
Vidal. Pogba. Bonucci. Bonucci, who scored in the league win over Lazio last month. Pogba sending that straight through to Berisha. Paul Pogba scored twice when Juventus won 3-0 here back in November in Serie A. Candreva. So now Lulic might have been thinking about his next move there as he took his eye off that slightly.
Yeah, I think he called it spot on there. He's looking ahead, seeing where his next pass is going. Forgot that he had to get the ball under control first.
Lulic, who scored the winner in the Coppa Italia final here a couple of years ago, and it was against Roma. Extra special moment. Cataldi. Parolo. De Vrij has Basta ahead. Laser being shined sadly. It's Sterari. Free kick has been given to Lazio. There was a hint of handball there. It's been a half hour of set pieces.
Another great opportunity though.
Cataldi to take this. De Vrij has kept it alive. Felipe Anderson steered away by Chiellini. Pogba allowed the chance of the shot, and that's how close Parolo came.
Well, poor first touch from Pogba. Can't try and control balls in and around your own penalty area. Parolo's on with a snapshot, just gone a little bit wide. I think the keeper's beaten Sterari if it hits the target, because he's taken it so early. Look at Allegri, he's gone absolutely bananas. He knows Pogba can't be chesting balls down there. Poor first touch and you make the pay.
Parolo is technically a holding midfielder, but he has scored 10 goals this season, an excellent return. Vidal. Tevez with a snapshot. bit hopeful, even for him and the season he's having.
Well, you say that and then all of a sudden he'll hit one out the blue, Tevez. He tries to cut across those balls like that, and sometimes if you just get it slightly wrong, then you make it look a little bit foolish.
Max Allegri had his car spat at and kicked on his first day at the training ground when he took over here, replacing Antonio Conte. I think they're a little bit more pleased with him now.
Cleaning it for him now every day, I think.
Gentiletti. De Vrij. Came on as a sub against Sampdoria at the weekend after 5 games out injured. A timely return to action. Gentiletti scored the winner in that game at Sampdoria, having been sidelined most of the season himself. Free kick for Pirlo. Lazio distinctly unimpressed.
It was a free kick, but that's the type of pressure you've got to put on Pirlo. He's stretching here. There, it does get clipped, without a doubt, but you've got to put that pressure on him. He's got a great first touch, not like Pogba there when he had the poor first touch, trying to chest control that. Got away from him, and he got lucky.
Chiellini. And Bonucci. Chiellini now for Evra.
And clearly a tactic to let the back three have the ball. I'm quite content to let Chiellini, Bonucci or Bazzali have it, and you know they won't get hurt as much as if Pirlo's on the ball. So they got out well there, Juve. They got out, moved it across that back three, and then eventually threw Everett down the other side without using Pirlo for a change. So you have to find other ways of getting out if the great man is marked.
It was Carlos Tevez who made that run. He has scored in both games against Lazio this season. Radu. Candreva. Lulic. Cataldi. Dusan Basta now. Candreva. That'll be another free kick in a prominent position here for Lazio.
Good quick feet, Candreva and Anderson coming in. Good quick feet. They've normally got on a wider side. They play sort of right and left in a front three normally, but they moved infield, and sometimes difficult for midfielders to deal with those quick feet of maybe attacking players who drop deep. It's worked well so far. Well, from this run up, Ian, I think this one may be a shot.
Yeah, Candreva. Doesn't like a free kick. It's very central, but he fancies it. He's having a good look, is Candreva. Here he comes, Candreva. Blocked by Vidal. Radu. Felipe Anderson. Forced into the corner by Lichtsteiner. Senad Lulic will take this throw. Here is Radu. Candreva, Basta. Felipe Anderson aiming to give Bazzali a hard time. A throw for Juve.
I don't think Juve would have been expecting this tactic really of deeper lying players trying to support closer. The back three normally like to be uptight against opposing attackers and really mark. They're not that great on the ball. They're out and out defenders. They're having to concentrate fiercely at the moment from the deep running players rather than having someone up against them.
Pogba. Evra. Carlos Tevez pointing to where he wanted it. Evra took an age. Pogba. Chiellini. Tevez. Chiellini. It doesn't reach Llorente. Vidal not giving up on it yet though. Pirlo. Lichtsteiner has made the run, but will carry to Berisha.
Haven't seen him get forward much tonight, Lichtsteiner. He's their very own Forrest Gump, isn't he? Juve, he's up and down that line all evening or all afternoon long, whatever time of day it might be. I don't think you'll see a fitter right back come wing back in European football. He really does have the legs.
Chiellini being allowed to go a fair distance. Tevez, Pogba, Vidal. Felipe Anderson looking for Candreva. And Bonucci there for Juve. Lichtsteiner. Llorente. It comes to Paul Pogba. Tevez. Evra on the outside. Pogba takes over. And he slips it through to Evra. And Tevez couldn't find his feet.
Great movement, wasn't it? Pogba, Evra, and then eventually Tevez, just a fraction behind him. That's why he can't convert this one. And that's offside. Clearly offside, but look, then he cuts it back and there's Tevez there. The ball's behind him, so he's unable to convert. Very difficult when you're trying to drag it back from behind you. Good movement.
Pirlo. Chiellini had taken a sore one and he doesn't stay down without reason.
Well, he scored a goal tonight, Chiellini, and he's made some driving runs forward and he's looked okay on the ball. Very unlike Chiellini, who just normally likes the man mark, get up against someone, make those tackles and have a physical battle, but proving he's got another side to his game tonight.
There is some serious striking talent on show tonight, yet the goals have come from defenders and from the two captains. First half has flown by. Two early goals. Radu for Lazio, Chiellini for Juventus. Lazio 6 times winners of the Coppa Italia, and most of those have come in recent times. Oh, mistake here! Tevez closing in on Berisha, and that was nearly a moment of huge embarrassment for the goalkeeper.
Oh, he'd have been having kittens. The goalkeepers just tend to have that touch, don't they? A little bit too long on the ball. Tevez closing it down, and he's lucky it doesn't deflect back into his goal. just went back on himself. That first touch, you have to clear your feet to the side, then clear it down. Go back on yourself, easily closed down.
Cataldi takes this up on Lazio's behalf and promptly gives it away. It's offside against Tevez. And Berisha wasn't waiting to see that flag go up, but it did.
He wasn't going to take that one down on his chest, was he? And try and play out the back, the safety first. Tevez offside though. The assistant on this near side's particularly late getting his flag up, I must say. I know there's the attempted block. You go back on yourself for that first touch. You're giving yourself no chance. You're cutting down your own angle.
Juventus have lost their last 3 Coppa Italia finals, and they've got a game on their hands here with Candreva now for Lulic. Across to Basta, but it's going to evade him. Evra was keeping an eye. It's a corner.
Well, that's always a perfect goal for a coach. One wing back crossing it, another one heading it in. That shows that you've really got your wing backs on the offensive and driving your opposition back. Great roar from behind the goal. The Lazio fans trying to roar their team on. A little bit of pressure come the end of the half.
It's Cataldi's corner. It's rather long, and Chiellini can help it on its way, but it might come straight back in here from Senad Lulic. Evra and Pogba conspire to clear.
And Pogba learnt his lesson there. He wasn't chesting that one down.
Basta. So Cataldi a little short there, and that'll be a free kick as he catches Chiellini.
Well, Chiellini being a little bit theatrical. He's normally giving the stick out, jumping about at any sign of physical contact at the moment. Doesn't need to do that. He's better than that.
Pirlo. No significant stoppage time at the end of this first half. A lively start to say the least. Radu, the Lazio captain, scored, then so did the Juventus captain Chiellini. And at the break in the Stadio Olimpico in Rome, it is Juventus 1, Lazio 1.
Well, the game got off to a flying start in Rome, didn't it? 2 goals in the first 10 minutes, 1-1 the half-time score. The final is finally paused with 45 minutes still to play. We're going to get the thoughts of Claudio Ranieri, the former Juventus manager, after the break on this one. Lazio did make the perfect start to this one with an early goal from Radu, but do not discount the Italian champions, Chiellini, by biting right back. 2 goals, 2 unlikely scorers. We'll get the announcement. Yes, hi, welcome back to our coverage of the Coppa Italia final. 1-1, the half-time score between Juventus and Lazio. Claudio Ranieri watching with us. Now, before the game, we talked about it was what you said you were expecting was a tactical game, a cagey start. Are you surprised by what you've seen?
No, both the team are pressing a lot, and Lazio start very well and score a goal with a free kick by cross. Cataldi, the young midfielder, and Radu with the header and shoulder score a goal. And after 7 minutes, Chiellini drew the match. The match is in the midfield. Both the team are pressing very well. The flank, the winger, is close because Basta on the right, Lulic on the left for Lazio, and Lichtsteiner on the right, and Evra on the left for the Juventus, close all the space. And then the battle is in the midfield. Juventus try to do something, but the Lazio now go back in their half, press and go in counter-attack.
That first goal came so quickly, didn't it? 4 minutes in for Lazio. Did you feel like Juventus were taken a bit unaware? Were they not perhaps quite concentrated, not ready for that?
No, concentrated, no. I think was maybe Pogba could take the ball with the header because he's waiting. cover very well Pirlo. And the start was amazing for the Lazio, no? But was normal. I think Allegri and the Juventus players waited this, but they scored just with the free kicks. No, it's not concentration. Was a good goal from Radu.
What about the keeper? Because we spoke earlier about the fact that Sturridge was starting, not Buffon. Could or should the keeper have done better there?
No, I think, look, they shoot a goal only for the 2 goals, and another shoot for Parolo and was out. The reason shoot a goal. Then the 2 keeper wasn't play.
We didn't have to wait long for the equaliser, did we? 6.5 minutes, and then Juventus came right back in that with that goal from Giorgio Chiellini. How difficult was it for him to handle the ball that he got there?
I think was a good cross from Pirlo. Evra make a fantastic second ball, and look, Chiellini is acrobatic shoot.
Ahead of the game starting, we talked about Pirlo, and you said it was key that he was taken out of the game.
Yes,
Have Lazio managed to do that?
Yes, Pirlo take Anderson, who is very close to him, change a lot, because when Candreva is close to him, Candreva close Pirlo. When is Anderson, when is close, they change the man. Pirlo is the light of the Juventus, and who is very close to him, go to press.
All right,
but the man change, the Lazio man change. It's not one man deputed to mark him.
Brilliant. All right, well, 45 minutes to go. All square it is at the break between Juventus and Lazio. Remember, there will be extra time and penalties if required in Rome this evening. The second half is coming next. So then 1-1 is the score at the halfway point in the Coppa Italia final between Juventus and Lazio. Lazio went ahead early on in this one with a goal from Radu just 4 minutes in, but just 6.5 minutes later, Chiellini equalised for the Italian champions. Lazio have appeared in 7 Coppa Italia finals. They have only lost 1. They are in the hunt for a second Coppa Italia title in just 3 seasons. Of course, they face a mighty task, though, trying to get past Juventus. Juventus already having wrapped up the Italian league with plenty of time, 17 points ahead of the opposition in that. They're also the Champions League finalists up against Barcelona in just about 17 days now. But let's hand you over now to the commentary team, Tony Gale and Ian Crocker.
Here we go with the second half of the Coppa Italia final. It's been a really good game, this. I wonder what this half has in store. Juventus looking to impose themselves immediately with Pogba. And Llorente chasing, but it is smothered by Berisha.
I think they'll be thankful that back three that has changed to a back three tonight. Lazio, that Morata isn't playing, because they know they can press up a little bit higher up the pitch. They know Llorente hasn't got that blistering pace of Morata to get in behind.
Turned away by Stefan Lichtsteiner. Juventus champions, Lazio third, 17 points behind them. It was always going to be Juve's title again for the 4th year running. It's over the head of Miroslav Klose, who hasn't had much in the way of chances so far.
He hasn't had much of the ball, Ian, but he's got a different job to do tonight. He's just got to occupy 3 of them so that the 2 deeper players, Candreva and Anderson, can sit in those pockets. So he's just got a job of occupying defenders tonight.
They've kept it in here, Lazio. There were no takers in the 6-yard area, and Juventus were fairly comfortable. Faster.
I think they were surprised they got to the ball, and on 2 occasions there, no one got up in support.
Felipe Anderson is taken out by Arturo Vidal, and this is a enticing free kick for Lazio.
Like him in this position, Anderson. Look, when he gets beyond the midfield, he just drives. Then you've got to foul him. Once you get beyond that midfielder, you're causing danger to the to the back three. There you can see they kept the ball in twice, but no one really got in the area there to support the attack. Anderson, I think he's really enjoying this. He normally gets stuck out wider a little bit, but tonight he's drifted in field, and he's a different man.
Well, Candreva might fancy having a go again. He did in the first half, although it was blocked by the first man. Another long run-up. The Lazio fans at the other end of the Stadio Olimpico sensing something might happen here, hoping something might happen here. He certainly looks a man who's focused, Candreva, but it's a similar outcome.
He's just smashed 2 free kicks straight into the wall. I don't know whether he's thinking that the wall's going to disperse.
Pasta. Chiellini clears. Candreva. Palolo. Basta is onto it. Cataldi, who was sent off against Juventus last month. Radu, the goal scorer, returns it to Cataldi. Good run out. Basta. It veers away from closer.
That's where the ball into the lone striker's got to be better. It's got to be slid along the floor, and it's got to be into his feet.
Basta. Lazio put together a 10-match unbeaten run until they went to Turin last month and lost 2-0. It's been a promising campaign for them. It could get so much better if they can claim the mighty scalp of Juventus.
Certainly making a better game of this one than they have the 2 previous encounters in the league, where they got completely outplayed. So I think they can be proud so far, but 45 minutes doesn't make a match. They've got to really match what they've done in that first half, and they can go close if they do.
Felipe Anderson, sense of anticipation when he's on the ball. He couldn't quite collect the return there, though. It was rather intricate.
One pass too many, wasn't it? I think it was Candreva there, could have really shifted it out of his feet and got a shot in there, but just looking for the clear opportunity rather than taking a chance.
Candreva. Again, they can't find Miroslav Klose. Pogba and Felipe Anderson. Pirlo leaves it for Tevez. Llorente is onside. Only Vidal is up with him. Edge of area now. Llorente unable to tee anyone up as others made up the ground.
Well, it was a very good first run. He arced his run and beat the 3 central defenders with 1 run. That was the good bit. The last bit was the final pass, and that wasn't up to much. In fairness to Llorente, and there was only one up in support there, Vidal, because Tevez had dropped deeper to get the ball, so no one up in support. In that case, you've really just got to try and get your shot away on your own.
Pirlo for Chiellini. Vidal, Pogba. Tevez. Lichtsteiner. Vidal had made the run. Goal kick seems to be the outcome amid some initial confusion.
Couldn't be any closer, could he? The assistant behind the goal. I think he gets it right. I think it just comes off of Vidal in the end. There's the run. Llorente, that's an excellent run. Look, 3 central defenders. He takes them all out the game by just peeling and going around the outside of the left side central defender. Good run. So many youngsters watching the game of football just want the ball to their feet now. Really, they should watch some of these top strikers and the runs that they make. Not just one run, but 2 runs, 3 runs just to get one ball sometimes. It's very hard for the young'uns to really spot the off-the-ball running from players, but at the top level, it really is an art. Makes it easier for the passer as well.
Zali a little short with that. Russell goes again. A run from Lulic results in a free kick. Barolo. To Fry now. That's an error. Will it prove costly? Tevez. Pogba. Well, he recovered and he's quick to apologise, but it is a corner.
Well, the best chances in modern day football are sometimes gained by nicking balls off the defenders who are giving the ball away, because straight away you're into the back 3 or the back 4. You cannot afford to give away sloppy balls like that. To get away with it on that occasion.
Referee having a good look as Pillow swings this in. And Berisha did what he had to do. Lichtsteiner will go across to take this throw. Juventus kicking towards the Lazio end of the Stadio Olimpico in this second half. Back by Bazzali, but the flag is up for offside.
Well, the pace of the game has definitely died down in this second half. It really was frantic in that first half. There's the offside, but I don't think we could have expected Lazio to go at it like that consistently. But they've got to really keep their heads when this game does die down, which will naturally happen, and Juve get a little bit of time on the ball. They've got to defend well.
Juventus without 2 of their star turns tonight. Claudio Marchisio and Alvaro Morata both suspended. Morata sent off in the semi-final. Marchisio is banned because he was booked twice in the competition. Lichtsteiner is going to get to this. Pogba arriving.
Just enough pressure put on him there by Basta, I think, as the ball come in. Lichtsteiner did very well, got to the dead ball line. That's where you want to get to when you're getting those crosses in. You can't keep it down, Pogba. Just enough done by Basta. Made contact. That's all you got to do, really. If you're not going to win it cleanly, got to make contact with the jumper.
There has to be a winner tonight, of course. Gone are the days of the 2 Coppa Italia finals, although only a few years back. Here's Pogba. Again, a heavy touch, which is so unlike him. Candreva. Cataldi. And he sent that behind Lulic.
Yeah, I still think you can see Pogba's just a little bit rusty. He had an injury for quite some time. Missed some big games, didn't he? And sometimes when you come back after an injury like that, you get through on adrenaline alone. But tonight the touch has been a little bit off.
Bonucci for Chiellini. Pogba. Stumbled, allowing Parolo to sneak in for Lazio. Nothing doing there for close-up. Pirlo. Steiner chasing. Radu across. Miroslav closer. Looking for Candreva. Bonucci was aware. Candreva. Parolo now will get the shot away, but not as close as it could have been.
No, his shooting's not quite in there from free kicks tonight, and on this occasion he'll be expecting to hit the target from there. Candreva did ever so well again and keeps getting in those positions in the pockets where he's drawing players to him and providing space for others, and this time it was for Parolo, and he's fired over the top.
Parolo, a new addition for Lazio this season. He does have an eye for goal. Double figures. Here he is. And Parolo has seen off Pogba. Felipe Anderson now happy to have a run at Chiellini. And he's away from Chiellini. Didn't settle for close-up.
Well, this kid's good. Anderson's good, believe you me. If you can get shoulder to shoulder with Chiellini and go past him on the outside, there's a yellow card, late lunge. And going back to Anderson, you get past Chiellini, you are strong as a young striker come midfield player. Very slight in frame. There's the yellow card for Evra. Look, yeah, there's a clip afterwards and he knows what he's done. So he can't grumble about that yellow card. There's the little flick out afterwards, which wasn't needed. But going back to Anderson, he's got it, you can see it. Plenty of ability, whether he's in wide positions, whether he's inside and in the pockets. He's not only got the touch, but he's got a bit of dynamism about him as well, that he does it at a quick pace.
Well, how many free kicks like this have we seen tonight in this Coppa Italia final? Another one coming from Cataldi, but straight through to Storari.
And it doesn't match previous free kicks, didn't get the curl on that one.
Pirlo for Evra. Pirlo. Carlos Tevez is chasing. Gentiletti clears.
Clever ball that from Pirlo, because they're expecting him sometimes to have a 1, 2, 3 touches, but now and again he just goes back, pins it in behind. And Tevez and Llorente, they're aware of that he's going to spin it in now and again, and he's not even looking really, he's just spinning it in that channel.
Basta. Confronted by Vidal, needs help. It arrives in the shape of Felipe Anderson. Miroslav closer now, little touch. Evra just pipped Felipe Anderson to it.
Listen, drift out on Evra now. He can really maybe sucker him into another challenge and a second yellow. See if he can drift out to this right-hand side, the left of Juve, and put him under a little bit of pressure.
Vidal. Pirlo. Bonucci now. Andrea Pirlo.
Starting to get on the ball, Ian, isn't he? That's the danger side. He hasn't hurt him yet, but he will. You allow him this time and space. He's just starting to put his marker on the game.
Pirlo.
And right on cue. Thank you very much. Yeah. But no, you just keep giving him the ball. You keep going through him. You just draw players in, and then all of a sudden you're up with that one pass. And in the days of everyone talking about athletes and dynamics in games, he's proving a point that if you're a passer of the ball, you're certainly right up the top there with all the players in the world. And enough of those players around at the moment for me, passers of the ball.
That's a foul by Basta on Vidal. Ghazali has Lichtsteiner hugging the touchline. Llorente gets involved. Lichtsteiner now. Pogba's in the box with Tevez and Vidal, in fact. Candreva leading this Lazio surge. A really purposeful run.
Oh, that's got to be a foul, hasn't it? Oh, it is. I thought the referee wasn't going to give it.
Yellow card for Bonucci.
Well, Candreva, and Anderson, those positions, I think they've been terrific. They've been driving at the defenders, getting the wrong side of the Juve midfield. And they go straight at the back three, and you've got to commit yourself, and you're going to draw yellow cards like that. The two of them have been terrific tonight.
Bonucci receives the yellow card. There could be an anxious moment ahead for Sturari. Looks like Candreva is leaving this one, although it didn't go against the wall this time from Gentiletti, but it was never threatening Sturari.
Think of it of overcompensation there. That's way over the top. That wouldn't have hit three walls if they were standing on top of each other.
To right now, 25 minutes of the 90 left. Juventus and Lazio still locked together at 1-1 as they were from an early stage of the Coppa Italia final. Basta. Parolo tripped by Pogba.
To see Pirlo just giving Vidal a little pull and just telling him and reminding him of his duties in there, closing people down. For Vidal and Pogba, it must be a great assurance that they've got someone like him behind them, pulling the strings and, you know, giving them that vital information all the time.
Cataldi just away from Vidal. Radu. Felipe Anderson was waiting to receive. It's actually going to be Juventus throw.
That's a good nick from Tevez, just coming deep a little bit. Sometimes they've been a little bit outnumbered in that midfield, Juve, and he's had to just come back in there and supplement that midfield area.
Chiellini. Pirlo. Felipe Anderson now. Basta's made a run here, but he won't reach him. Carlos Tevez keeping a watchful eye. but he's lost out. And Parolo well wide.
Well, whilst he's been getting about the pitch in midfield really well in there, Parolo, I think he's got his boots on the wrong feet. His shooting's been really off there. Tevez had it nicked off him. Parolo's got a chance that he's trying to cut across it again, but gets it hopelessly wrong.
Llorente. Sold Evra well short. Basta will be able to take this throw. Candreva. Basta. Cataldi. Parolo. Away by Bizarli. Llorente. Evra now. Maybe an opening here for Juventus. There's a few calling for it. Vidal.
Poor ball from Vidal. Great play from Llorente deep in his own half. Really good awareness. Sense the defender had dropped off him. Set up the attack. Evra's clipped it to the far post, but Vidal's cushion tight pass by Tevez. Well, nowhere near the mark, was it?
Turn here for the Lazio captain and goal scorer tonight. The Coppa Italia awaits the winners, but no sign of a potential winner yet. And Radu is struggling.
Yeah, this will be a blow. Just sense a little bit of a retiring injury there, like it was a pulled muscle.
And they're going to bring on Maurizio. Lazio off to a dream start, but their lead did not last long. Radu's goal, and a fine finish by Chiellini, finish of a striker. So Lazio forced into this change. And on will come Maurizio, who joined in January, played for Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League this season. But having made such an early impact, it's not the way you want to go.
Well, in off the shoulder, the arm, whatever it was, certainly wasn't a header.
He has made a telling contribution, but his game is over, and Maurizio is on in his place.
Maurizio's just gone right side of a central free in there. Should be easy for him to settle down.
Tense times on the touchline. Who will step forward and make the difference in the Coppa Italia final? Cataldi. Pirlo. Tevez. Over towards Lichtsteiner. Candreva is there too for Lazio. Parolo takes over. Candreva. Lulic nearby. Felipe Anderson lurking as well, as is Closer, of course. Goal kick.
Well, unlucky for Candreva there. That was the end of a run where he'd broken the attack up right at the other end of the pitch. He's had some real energy today, driving runs, Just gets a little bit unlucky there. The ball bounds back off him and away for a goal kick, but real good energy.
Still no separating them.
I think if you'd have said to Lazio before the game you were going to get to this stage and you'd be on level terms, they'd have taken it. Juve have had some real big games lately, haven't they?
Maurizio just on, grappling here with Carlos Tevez. It's a free kick for Juve.
Well, no need to do it. No need to get involved in a battle like that when you've got the opposition attacker facing towards his own goal. Your job's done. So long as he doesn't turn and go past you. Don't want to be giving away silly fouls. Chiellini doesn't know whether to go forward or not.
It's Hello to float this in. Candreva burst out here for Lazio. Ulic, Candreva. No foul. But Lazio still probing. Basta. Felipe Anderson. Gentiletti.
Got to keep getting Anderson and Candreva the ball. They can run the legs off that midfield. They really got to keep going. They must be tired. They've done some real good driving runs, the pair of them. But now's the time to drive on. You're feeling tired. The opposition, you've got to know that they're feeling tired as well. And Pirlo just sitting in front of that back four. As the game goes on, maybe you can get at him.
There's a hefty pass. So Lippi watching on. Here is the right. And Parolo. Candreva. Pirlo. Basta will tidy up. Heading towards the final quarter of an hour. And it's all rather cagey now. Next goal could be the winner.
Just a couple of tired challenges coming in at the moment, and I think this is a good idea. Fresh legs.
Alberto Pereira. The Argentine is about to come on. And Maurizio for Basta. Miroslav Klose has lost it. Pogba. Tevez. Pirlo. He was taken out by the look of it, Pirlo, but the referee seemed to play the advantage.
And Llorente couldn't really get that under control. He's tiring as well. You can see lack of match fitness for me. Llorente really should have been onto that. Knocked that ball in front of him, getting his shot away.
Basta. Pereira waiting in the wings for Juventus. Both sets of supporters raise the noise levels inside the Stadio Olimpico. Gentiletti. That's a really stray pass from him. Gratefully received by Paul Pogba. Vidal now. No takers though for Juventus.
Great ball in Vidal, but Gentiletti really give it away there, and that's what you can't afford to do. You're getting tired, you've got to keep that ball.
Paul Pogba, who recently returned from injury, is going to make way here for Roberto Pereira, who scored in the semi-final against Fiorentina, scored in the round of 16-2 against Verona, so he has an eye for goal in this competition. It's Pereira for Pogba.
The best of games or best of finals for Paul Pogba, but his time will come. I mean, just come back from injuries, performed really well since he'd come back into the side, and he's just seemed to have caught up with him this game.
Bazzali. Pereira making a move ahead of Lichtsteiner, but he goes back to Bazzali, now Bonucci. Paul Pogba resting. Juve have work to do here if they are to complete the domestic double and then go for that tremendous treble. Champions League final against Barcelona next month. Pirlo, Vidal takes over. Vidal, Pereira, Candreva, Felipe Anderson rather is away from Pirlo. He's got Candreva to his left. And he's turned into trouble. Felipe Anderson, how frustrating for Lazio.
Well, great run again, and that was an example with Pirlo tiring. He just got away from him, but you've got to do something with the final ball. If there's nothing on, it's just worth having a shot. Defenders stretch their legs out, go through their legs. Just got to have that end product, but again, good driving run from the youngster.
Pirlo, Vidal, Tevez, over the top here, but it's offside against Lichtsteiner. Just listen to the noise at the Stadio Olimpico as we head towards the last 10 minutes of the 90, but as it stands, extra time is beckoning.
Well, I've got to say it's the Lazio fans who are making more noise. They know they're the underdogs here this evening. They're really trying to raise their players and try and get them just going for this last little bit. Now the Juve fans responding. Terrific atmosphere in the stadium.
Felipe Anderson, kept in by Storari. His 10th of the season. Coppa Italia regular. You don't get many chances to play when you're number 2 to Buffon. Pereira. Lichtsteiner for Bazzali. Filip Jurjevic will be coming on shortly for Lazio. Tevez. Blocked by Basta. Bonucci. He might just have set up Patrice Evra here. Evra's early cross, duly dealt with by Maurizio.
Poor ball by Evra, he didn't really pick out anyone there. Two players are peeled off to the far post. Llorente and Lichtsteiner up in support of the attack, but he hit that man at the front there.
Pirlo offside as he sent one over the top for Stefan Lichtsteiner.
Great ball. Lichtsteiner's just got to time the run a little bit better, but it's that one of those balls from Pirlo where he's looking one way and he clips it the other. Great disguise on the puck. There you go. Clip over the top. And he's just offside. What a pass, though.
Well, Jurjevic is coming on and Miroslav Klose playing in the 14th final of his career at club and international level. Is the man who's making way. He'll be 37 in a few weeks' time. Davic, who recently returned from an ankle injury which had ruled him out since January. He will lead the line now for Lazio. Pioli and Lazio still hoping, still dreaming of what would be an upset here if they were to see off Juventus. Juventus had it pretty much their own way in the two Serie A meetings between the sides, but not tonight. It remains 1-1. The two early goals have not been added to. Extra time looming. Parola over the top. Davic has got a chance here. Big chance. He's unable to take it as it's clutched by Sterari.
Well, Sterari, I thought, should have come for this. He's backpedaled, and Djurjevic has got a great opportunity. Maybe if he'd been maybe 5 minutes more into the game, but he's slow onto it. And even then, he doesn't make an impact on the ball. Should have got a left leg to that one. That was a great opportunity.
Llorente a little wanton look at the referee there, but it is just a throw for Lazio. Juventus making another change, which you see the arrival of Alessandro Matri, who came on as a sub in last year's final when he was at Fiorentina. They lost, and he's going to replace Llorente here in his second spell with Juve. 29 goals in his first spell. Semi-final strike against Fiorentina, his only goal so far this time around. Here is Matri. Tevez. It's nudged away by De Vrij. Candreva onto it.
I think that's a good move as well, Matri coming on, because Llorente was out on his feet there. You see, just coming back and having all that time. Don't think he's particularly happy about it, but I think it's the correct decision.
Lazio have given themselves a problem here, but there was no way through. Tevez now. Juve's turn to search for a winner. Tevez unable to answer the call for now.
Well, Lichtstein is getting further and further forward. Driving Lulic back on that opposite side of the pitch, and just got to try and pick the pass for him, really. Just a little bit of room appearing for Juve in that last third, in the last 5 minutes or so. Got to pick that final ball.
Hooked away by Pirlo. Gentiletti onto it. Lulic lost out to Pereira. Here is Pereira again. Now Tevez. Pereira. Matri in the box. Lichtstein is in there now as well. Tevez on the edge of the area. He's made really good progress, but everyone to peel back a bit. There still might be something on here for Vidal. Pirlo with a switch over the top. It's offside. Matri pretty much knew the flag was up, I think, although he thinks he was on.
That was a great little reverse ball. Thought he'd won the final, but there's the ball in. Maybe just a fraction offside, but the assistant on the far side may have got confused with another Juventus shirt just in front of him, but Perhaps just offside, but he was wheeling away. He thought he'd won it.
That was about as tight as they come. A goal now surely wins it. It's got that feeling. Basta. Turned away by Benucci. On by Evra. Up in the air by De Vrij. Basta jostling. Vidal lost it to Basta. Parolo. Gentilletti now. Candreva. Lulic away to his left. Felipe Anderson. It's inviting. And bizarrely had to deal with that and hook it away for a corner.
I don't think Djordjevic was just on the same wavelength as that ball in there from Anderson. Lovely curling ball in behind the defence, but again just slightly on his heels.
This could be a pivotal moment in the Coppa Italia final. A corner to Lazio with a couple of minutes of normal time remaining. But if they can make this corner count, they might just win the Coppa Italia. Candreva. Basta. Felipe Anderson. There's a bit of room here for Basta. Candreva. Lazio giving it a go. There'll surely be no way back now if somebody scores, if somebody steps forward.
Yep, if he was playing over the park, next one's the winner, so to speak, in this 90 minutes.
Parolo. Basta. A mighty noise now from the Lazio fans. We're in the last minute of the 90. Cataldi. And Maurizio. Skipping away from Tevez. Vidal. Pirlo. Chiellini. I wonder how many minutes will be added on. Three minutes of stoppage time at least. Maurizio looking to put Basta in here, but it carries to Storari.
Tired legs out there at the moment. Everyone's afraid to kind of make a mistake. They're not really doing the things they would normally do. They're playing it safe. They're kind of playing for extra time. Just thinking about the big games that Juve have had lately, and some ageing players out there as well. I think it's there for Lazio. They've got to this position. I think they'd have taken this before the game in to get this to this position on level terms. Got to go for it.
Basta. Smothered there by now Chiellini. Will there be one last chance for Juventus to pinch a win? Not like that, although Lichtsteiner will be onto this. Herrera ahead of him. Martri in the middle. Tevez and Vidal arriving. Pirlo. Chiellini. Tevez. Tevez! Not that far away. Just for a moment it looked a distinct possibility for Carlos Tevez.
Well, you don't want to be showing him inside on his right foot, that's for sure, because he can get those shots away rather quickly. He doesn't really get this one. He should be heading to the far corner, but he's not far over the top. So many times you see Tevez cutting in like that, and you see the ball nestling in the back of the net, but this time he's over the top.
Just a minute left in stoppage time. Lazio looking for a final opportunity. Basta. Ulic, who's taken the captain's armband after Radu went off. Candreva. Felipe Anderson. Basta. Basta will take this throw. Everyone's waiting to hear his whistle. There were two early goals in the Coppa Italia final, but that wasn't a sign of things to come. It's the way it's stayed. It's going to be a long night in Rome. Extra time next at the Stadio Olimpico.
Yes, welcome back to our coverage of the Coppa Italia final between Juventus and Lazio. 1-1 the score after 90 minutes. It was a frantic final few minutes. Tell us what you think. What are you expecting now from extra time looking forward?
I'm waiting some more shoot a goal because the keeper don't make any save. Just one on Djordjevic at the end, but nothing more.
We're all waiting for someone to shoot a goal. Where do you think it's more likely to come from?
But look, now maybe somebody is tired, and then the match is open, and now I think is Anderson play well, but know how he are used to do, and now it's important he keep the ball and try to do something important. But also Tevez is doing well, but he has to continue.
You mentioned Anderson. A closer has already come off for Lazio, one of the older players, so perhaps tiring a little bit. Does that leave Lazio short of options up front?
No, I think Candreva are doing very well job, great job, because every time Candreva take the ball, something could happen. But in front now, Djordjevic is good on the box, but with the Chiellini, Bonucci and Barzagli is very hard to do something good. I think now Juventus could do something more.
Carlos Tevez did come extremely close, didn't he, then, just in the final couple of minutes, but we haven't seen him have that many shots. Is he not getting the service that he needs?
Yeah, no, I think Tevez is another worker. He plays for his teammates, and of course, if he has the right chance, he scores a goal. But in this moment, this match, he doesn't have a good very chance.
If you're the managers at this point, what are you trying to do with your teams? Are you trying to calm it down, because it really was frantic those final 10 minutes or so?
No, now it's important to know how they are used to stay. Know if they feel good. Okay, you can continue. But Juventus you keep possession the ball and suddenly change the timing. That is very very hard for the Lazio.
Which of the two teams do you see now in the better position to go ahead, play an extra 30 minutes of football?
But I think the match is open. The match is open because also Lazio is in good condition and play at home, and then with the support of the fans, something more could do.
You think that can make a big difference? I mean, we've heard the fans; they're very, very loud right now, aren't they? The Lazio fans.
No, the Lazio fans are pushing very, very hard. But against there is a Juventus. Juventus is a very good team. And I think it's open. It's open. Now I think only the stamina make the difference.
Has anybody disappointed you so far in this game?
No. I'm not disappointed because both teams try to do their best. I think both are play well. It's not easy to score a goal.
It's not easy to score a goal. We are
hopeful
for one.
Because the two teams press a lot. In the condition, the fitness is good.
All right, brilliant. Well, let's carry on now. They're about to kick off for this extra time. Tony Gale and Ian Crocker are going to take over for you.
We're waiting for the referee's whistle to get us going again. "30 minutes that matter so very much to Juventus and Lazio. Extra time is up and running in the quest for a Coppa Italia winner. Juventus hoping to win this competition for the first time in 20 years, but for the 10th time overall, and that would be a record, one more than Roma. Lichtsteiner has Pereira ahead. Evra. Lichtsteiner. Tevez. Vidal. Evra, Matri in the box, he's the only one there at the moment. A few others lurking though. Tevez. Lichtsteiner. Pereira.
Lazio haven't had a touch since they kicked off for this spell of extra time. There's their first touch, they break it up with that ball from Pirlo. Now they've got to keep the ball well themselves. Djurjevic, they don't want to allow him to really get isolated up there. Kandrava and Anderson have got to continue to run and do as they've been doing in the 90.
Evra saw off Basta, who stayed down. Here's Matri. Over towards Lichtsteiner. Gentiletti away before Tevez could get there. Basta is still down.
That was a foul. Evra saw him come in and just blocked him off. Clearly blocked him off. I don't know if he's as injured as he's making out, but for me it was a foul. Pioli, his manager, was aghast that he didn't get the foul. There it is there. Look, he's seen him come in and he's just got him out of the way. Look, he's gone across him.
Well, the coach Pioli was raging with the fourth official there, giving him a right ear bashing. Basta will require some treatment. So an early stoppage in extra time.
Not really the job you want, is it, fourth official? Need some cotton wool for your ear holes down there, didn't you? With the way the managers go on, all they do straight away, they're into the official's ear every time there's a decision that goes against them, as if he can do something about it.
Basta back on his feet. Matri has come on as a sub for Llorente. Towards Jurjevic. Matri showing interest, but it's Maurizio and now Felipe Anderson and Basta. Kandrava. Djurjevic! Oh, brilliant! Oh, incredible! Off both posts! How close can you come to glory?
Well, that's just come straight out the blue, hasn't it? Djurjevic has just turned, swiveled, struck it. Just wonder if there was a touch from Sterari onto the post, and then it cannoned onto the other post, and still didn't find its way into the back of the net and bounced out to safety. What a strike!
Filip Djurjevic, injured for much of the second half of the season. Didn't have luck on his side there.
Where did that come from? He hasn't done anything since he's come on, and he's nearly hit the back of the net with a rip roarer. It was a tremendous strike, wasn't it? Just turned, struck it. I thought that was in for the life of me, I've got to say.
A stroke of fortune for Juventus, but maybe you need of the like in games like this. Vidal. Pereira gets involved. Evra. Now Tevez. Sliding it through here for Pereira. Matri wants the cross, but he's unable to steer it towards goal.
Just delayed the cross there, I think, Evra, and then Matri's gone beyond the near post, and then it's very, very difficult to get your head on it and get it back around on the goal. Good break down this left-hand side from Pereira. Here's the shot, Djordjevic. Don't think there was a touch there, but there you can see come off the inside of the post. He's wheeling away. He thought he'd scored. And then he thinks he's going to go in again, and it bounces off the other post.
Will Lazio be left to reflect on what might have been if they do not win the Coppa Italia tonight after that effort from Djordjevic? Chances at both ends already, though, in extra time. Who will be next to have a go? Lulic, offside. Djordjevic.
It never really looked like he was going to get away anyway, did he? Looks like he needs a head start to get him behind that back three. Can't take it away from him on the strike, though. The look on his face, soon as he struck it, he thought it was in. Then it's hit the post, and he thinks it's in again as it comes off the inside, then it comes off the outside of the other one. You could do that a million times. You wouldn't be able to do it.
Here's Chiellini. It was extraordinary. It stays at 1-1. Pirlo looking for that pass that matters, and that matters. It's Matri. Tevez, Matri! He's done it! Matri comes on to make the difference. Juventus have shown their powers of recovery here, and they are staring at Coppa Italia glory at a domestic double.
Well, it always happens. You have that bit of luck at one end, and then you lack a little bit of concentration at the other, and you're made to pay. But the ball from Pirlo is exquisite. It's over the top to Matri, and he doesn't have to check stride. Sure, he gets a little bit of luck with the rebound, but the ball was a beautiful one, and it comes back, and maybe the keeper should have done, Berisha should have done better with it. Sneaks under his body, should have got that one away, but it just ricochets up into the top of the net, and it's 2-1 to Juve. Should have stopped it. I think he was anticipating more of a perfect strike than that. He was down a little bit early and just tipped it up into the net from one end to the other. Oh, what a cruel game.
Alessandro Matri, prolific in his first spell with Juve, came back in the winter window on loan from Milan, having been on loan at Genoa in the first half of the season. He's made a significant contribution. In the absence of Morata, suspended today, Llorente didn't really offer much. Matri just had. He's edged Juve in front in extra time.
What a ball it was from Pirlo, though, Ian. He's just had that little bit of time on the ball, and he's just got in between two defenders. That was the first ball. Sure, he was a little bit lucky with the way the ball rebounded to him off of Tevez, and he got a little bit lucky with the keeper not saving it, but the ball from Pirlo was top draw.
Juventus in charge. Amid an awesome atmosphere at the Stadio Olimpico. It's Lazio who have to bounce back now, just as Juve did early in the match.
Worth a yellow card, I suppose, taking your shirt off. Don't think it's the way to celebrate, really, but got a bit fortunate, didn't he? But thought he'd scored about just in the 90, hadn't he, when he was just ruled offside and he was wheeling away. I suppose he thought he was going to get another opportunity like it.
Candreva. And again. Lulic away to his left, Candreva. Felipe Anderson. And he's gone for goal, but that was always heading over and out. And the man who's been one of the stars of Lazio's season.
Yeah, always over the top, just trying to dig it out from under his feet, really. You could see, look, just from a standing start, hard to get a good strike on goal. You need to clear your feet. There's the ball from Pirlo. You can see it perfectly. Look, just in between two of the central defenders. Bounced kindly for Matri, but the keeper makes a hash of it. He's down too early. There you go. And tips it up into the roof of the net. That's a routine stop, really, because that's not a powerful strike. It's just a side footer. Should stop it.
Well, Pirlo had been looking for that telling pass all night, and trust him to finally come up with it. Glorious. Andrea Pirlo was 36 yesterday. He's only won the Coppa Italia once. That was 12 years ago in Milan. But he does have a few more other trophies to make up for it, mind.
It's just another cracking ball from Pirlo. He's just a 60-yarder down the channel. One of those ones he just spins in behind again.
Pirlo enjoying himself now. Vidal for Evra. Pirlo. Vidal. Maybe a break on here. Davic through the middle. It's Felipe Anderson who has it now. Having a run at Juventus. He wanted a free kick there, but the challenge was deemed fair.
He's a little bit tired there, didn't he, Anderson? Just needed a drive at the last defender, but just gave a chance to another one to come in from behind on him.
Juventus in the mood now. Pirlo, he's definitely in the mood. After picking out Matri with that pass that led to the goal. Pereira, Rick Steiner is close by. Here he is. Ulic. Can Lazio come up with a big response?
Class Pirlo, isn't he? Real class. Just can't wait to see him play against Barca in the final. I'm sure he's going to pick out a few passes, but it's whether they can stop themselves conceding, because I'm sure he can pick some passes to beat that Barca defence.
He was rested for the last 3 league matches, Pirlo, with this final in mind, and other big games. Basta. Lazio in urgent need of a response to Matri's goal. It's been a bold, brave effort by Lazio, but they need to come up with more here. To right, ensuring there was no breakout from Tevez. Here's Senad Lulic. Parolo. Candreva. Vidal on his case. Pirlo. Given away. Free kick for Lazio. Felipe Anderson. Felipe Anderson. Some run. You just knew sooner or later somebody would sort him out. Chiellini did. Matri chasing his own pass here. He's absolutely on his own. Has to wait for Tevez to come near. Just dribbled it out in the end.
Well, Matri was just lacking a little bit of support. The tired legs couldn't get up there in time.
Lulic. Parolo. Candreva, can he deliver here? He can't, but it will be a corner for Lazio to give them great encouragement.
Maybe just enough time to get this one in.
Candreva delivers. De Vrij, Buster drags it wide, and that was a big chance. There'll be a minute added on at the end of this first period of extra time.
Just had to snatch of it and snatch at it, and that's understandable because he was being closed down by a couple of defenders there. Buster just had to snatch and dragged it wide.
Buffon watching on, a mere spectator in the Coppa Italia. You're probably thinking he could have saved the opening goal of the game from Radu. But it might not matter now. Juventus have turned it around in the Coppa Italia final. Here's Lulic though. Candreva close by. Felipe Anderson crowded out. Pereira should get a free kick there. In the final seconds of the first half of extra time. It was Lulic who caught him. It is, I think the whistle has gone, has it? Or is the free kick going to be taken? Yeah, it's half-time in extra time. And there has been a significant moment. Andrea Pirlo picked out a wonderful pass for Matri. A little bit happened after that, but it came back to Matri, and Pioli's Lazio have it all to do in the 15 minutes that remain here. As it stands, Juventus will be adding the Coppa Italia to their Serie A title, and Keita is going to come on for Lazio, a serial substitute for them of late. He was once on Barcelona's books, Balde Keita, and he has scored 3 goals in 4 games in this competition this season. Could he be Lazio's lucky omen again?
Well, they'll be hoping so, but that was a cruel little space of play, wasn't it? Djordjevic, great drive, left-footed spin and shot. He beat the keeper at one end, and unfortunately it cannons off one post onto the other post, comes out safely into play, and then a couple of minutes later they go out up the other end and they score through Matri. It was a wonderful ball from Pirlo, dissected 2 of the central defenders, and although Tevez got involved, it kind of fell luckily for Matri, and as he side-footed it, tried to pass it into the back of the net. I think the keeper was expecting more of a well-struck shot. He's down there too early and he's tipped it up into the roof, and that found Juve, well, 2-1 ahead. And that was harsh, wasn't it, on Lazio? But they've just got to drive on. Just one more opportunity they need, and when they get that opportunity, they've got to take it. They've got to just compose themselves, but very, very difficult when you've got the tired legs now.
The considerable character that is Buffon geeing up his teammates here. Lazio are going to take off one of their defenders, De Vrij, to bring on Keita in their quest for a goal. They somehow have to lift themselves on what's been a long night in Rome. Will Keita have the answer for them? Lulic, 2 years ago, scored the winner in the Coppa Italia here against Roma. He took the captain's armband off. Radu went off injured. Can Lazio find a way to goal here in what remains? Andrea Pirlo seems to have been saving his best for extra time tonight. He played a pivotal part in the goal, but what have Lazio got to offer here? Keita just on. Closely watched by Chiellini. Basta. Candreva. Lulic. Candreva. Parolo. Basta. Brilliant block there from Vidal and also from Chiellini, but Lazio asking a question. Felipe Anderson. Oh dear.
Pass the soap. Really winding himself up for a long throw in there, and just about got me to laugh, Chiellini.
They're on the front foot, and they need to be bright and positive to somehow pursue an equaliser. They might leave gaps at the back as a result. It's going to be brought back for a free kick. High boot there from Vidal. Another one being sent forward. Needs must. Lazio hoping for a break in front of goal. Cava ready to send this back. Away by Bazzali. Parolo has given it straight to Carlos Tevez, and you don't really want to do that. Vidal is making a lung-busting run through the middle here, and Tevez is still going. Oh, Vidal is held back there, possibly just inside the box, if not on the edge. The referee didn't seem to be looking at vouching Tevez.
He's just trying to have a look over his shoulder, and I think he's got a little bit of information from his assistant on the far side. You can see Tevez gets his head up here, and Vidal's making a run in, and he's just out of shot.
Well, yeah, if it's Parolo, that's a second yellow card, but I don't think he's been actually shown the yellow. Looks like Candreva. Anyway, it's a free kick, and that means Andrea Pirlo, and that means potential problems for Lazio. It's a familiar sight, it's It's Pirlo over this free kick as everyone jostles for position. The referee's keeping a close eye on Chiellini in there. Pirlo! Beaten away by Berisha. Lazio now trying to break out themselves, but Lichtsteiner was mindful. Gentiletti. Candreva. Basta.
Difficult to break Juve down now when they've got this goal lead, and they can just sit back behind the ball. Suits them down to the ground. Got to move the ball quickly.
Basta. Over the head of Djordjevic. Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner looking to secure a goal kick, and Julie does. Much to the delight of the Juve end.
Well, he won't tire. Lichtsteiner. There you can see there's the Lachelle pulling him back. That's a clear yellow card. Lucky it's only a yellow. Candreva's just dragged him back. And there's the stop from Berisha up the other end. Didn't risk it. That was a simple catch for me. That ball wasn't moving about in the air.
Lichtsteiner feeling the effects there, but is back on his feet. And Juventus are 10 minutes away from the Coppa Italia. Maurizio. Gentiletti, Lulic. Simone Padoin will be on for Juventus imminently. Tevez. And he'll get a free kick.
Well played, Tevez. Silly foul by Lulic because he's going nowhere, Tevez. Tevez wants a foul, buys a foul and runs the clock down. Vital time in this extra time period, just running the clock down, just got to keep hold of the ball, and the likes of Tevez has got so much experience just to gain fouls and run that clock down.
Juventus won't commit too many forward for this latest free kick for Pirlo. Pirlo. A waste of a free kick. But here is Lichtsteiner. They were going to bring on Padoin, Juventus, but they're just holding off on that for now. Bonucci's header, Cataldi. Misjudged somewhat by Chiellini, Dradevic. And a free kick. Vidal doth protest. Lazio are taking it quickly. Candreva. It's Lulic. Basta has Vidal harassing him. Maurizio. And Bonucci has made a hash of that and gifted a corner to Lazio.
Couple of tired clearances, first by Chiellini, who misjudged the flight of the ball with his head, and then Bonucci with a simple volleyed clearance but couldn't move the feet quick enough to clear it upfield. Tiredness creeping in.
Lazio hoping and praying. Cataldi's corner. Candreva will be onto it. Candreva. Sterari should have that. He does have that.
Well, unlucky. The keepers always do that though, don't they? When they're trying to waste time, they catch the ball, fall on the floor.
Lichtsteiner, the second time in the space of a few minutes, is toiling, and Padoin would be a natural replacement for him.
Well, if he gets cramped, we're all struggling because he's one of the fittest men I've seen.
Alessandro Matri might well have ensured that Juventus do the double. And Lichtsteiner is coming off here to be replaced by Padoin. He was sent off here in the league match in November. He has been a frequent starter of late. He's streetwise, he knows what it's all about. We're just over 5 minutes away from the end of extra time, and Juventus are on the scent of more silverware. Mauricio's clearance comes off Matri. Max Allegri, not the most popular of choices to become the successor to Antonio Conte at first, but he's going about it in the right way when it comes to winning them over. Just a bit. Lazio leaving it late. Lulic. Candreva. Floated across towards Basta, but it's cleared by Evra. Maurizio. Bonucci away.
And they're just parking themselves in there now, Juve, aren't they? Just in and around the edge of the area, very difficult to get anything in behind them.
Basta. stopped it going for the goal kick at least. But the seconds tick away.
So if he's going to come in, he's got to get down the flank and get across him, because they're packing that defence, and in front of them the width for the penalty area. Got to get down the side. No effort to take this throw in quickly. And with the substitution, there should have been a minute or so to be added on at the end of this extra time period, but very rarely does.
Keita. Can he get his shot away? He did, and it took a diversion. And Sterari surely took that behind for a corner.
Bit slow there, wasn't he, Sterari? I mean, it seemed to take an eternity. Look, and he's getting after it, and then he eventually gets it and drags it out of play with him.
He wasn't getting away with that, was he? Definitely behind. Juventus worrying. Candreva's corner, but a free kick's been given for a shove. Much to the relief of Juve, who are nearly there.
Yeah, just a foul on Chiellini. He's trying to attack it, and they're blocking him off. Djurjevic, I think it was. Got to keep the ball alive in the penalty area. Can't give away silly fouls. Just haven't got the time to.
Juventus looking to put this to bed now. Vidal. Tevez got a shot away, but he hasn't been able to add to his 29-goal haul. It's going to be an edgy end to extra time. Can Juventus see this out? Will Lazio get another chance? Matri, whose goal is decisive as it stands, offside against Tevez.
Can they create another chance? Just need to get the ball up there. I think it all goes out the window, all the slow build-up and everything. You've got to get the ball in the penalty area. There's a needless pass taken again. Understandable, tired minds as well as tired legs. Got to get that ball in the danger zone, up the other end of the pitch.
It's 11:15 here in Rome. There could be a midnight party, though, for Juventus and their fans who have travelled here to Lazio's own stadium, the Stadio Olimpico. Maurizio into the last minute. There might be one added on. Lazio certainly hope so. Gentiletti. Will there be an opening? Parolo. If there is, quite simply, Lazio have to take it. Lulic now, occupied by Padoin. Max Allegri not far away from another trophy. Lulic. Not many gaps to exploit at all, and you wouldn't expect there to be. Felipe Anderson will send it in. Bonucci sends it out. Tevez now just about hanging on to it, really. You would think, and he's pretty good at that.
Clever play again from Tevez.
He's wasted a few more seconds, but those Lazio fans are hoping for one last chance. There will be another minute. Another 60 seconds for Lazio to save their day.
Just got to get it forward. Still they're trying to pass it around. They've got to get the ball forward.
Hit and hope. Now or never. Lulic with a cross. Keita rises. Chiellini sends it on its way. Felipe Anderson. Lulic. 20 seconds left. Lulic has got his cross in. It's away by Bonucci. There's just no way through. Felipe Anderson tries again. Juventus have done the double. Serie A champions, Coppa Italia winners, now for the Champions League. Watch out Barcelona, at this rate, that tantalising treble could be on. It's a perfect 10 for Juventus, 10 Coppa Italias in their history. They're out on their own now, they're one ahead of Roma. They had to come from behind tonight, but there's just no stopping them. Champions Cup winners, it's becoming a season to remember, and it could get even better yet.
Well, I feel awfully sorry for Lazio. They gave their all in, but just eventually they weren't quite good enough. But I must say the whole final hinged on that couple of minute period when Djordjevic turns at one end, hits a screaming shot, comes off one post, then the other, comes out to safety. Then about maybe a minute or two later, Pirlo hits a peerless pass, a wonderful pass into the path of Matri, and of course he gets the luck of the bounce, and his shot wasn't the most powerful, but he gets the luck that the keeper doesn't handle it properly, and it ends up bouncing up and into the roof of the net. But there wasn't a lot in the game, to be honest. I thought Lazio got their tactics crucially right, but they didn't get the breaks when they needed them.
And they were unlucky when Djordjevic's shot came off both posts. Perhaps there was a sign that it was going to be Juventus' night after all. They've won the Coppa Italia for the first time in 20 years. About time too. This year's final ends after extra time. Juventus 2, Lazio 1.
That's right, a long, long wait to taste glory in the Coppa Italia final. Once again, they add that trophy now, of course, to the league title that they had already won. Can they add yet another trophy to that cabinet this season? The Champions League looms, of course. They've already done the double. Can they now turn that into an historic treble? The Champions League final is just over 2 weeks away now. It's the Italian champions against the Spanish champions. Both sides potentially aiming at a treble-winning season. What a game that will be. So then a dramatic night in Rome sees Juventus edge it against Lazio. After the break, we're going to hear from Claudio Ranieri, our guest this evening, as his former club move one step closer to an historic treble. So then Juventus come from behind to win their 10th Coppa Italia title. 2-1 the score after extra time, and huge celebrations at the Stadio Olimpico. Of course, many of the fans there this evening, Lazio fans, but still it is a huge achievement for Juventus, who have now done the domestic double, a hugely successful season, whatever now happens in that Champions League final that they will play against Barcelona in a couple of weeks' time. Claudio Ranieri watching that with us. Juventus, your former club, were they the better side tonight?
I think it was a good match, but look, the football is very strange. Djordjevic touched the two posts, and then Matri scored for Juventus. But I think Juventus deserved to win.
Well, we want to look at that Djordjevic chance that you were talking about. It came at the beginning of extra time. Lazio coming agonisingly close to going ahead in that extra time. Is this just a case of awfully bad luck?
Yeah, but the luck. Sometimes you win for the little detail. Is that, look, was a fantastic strike.
Did it look to you like the keeper got a hand to it there, or was that just...
No, at the beginning
I
thought he touched the ball, but after, no. Sorari didn't touch the ball.
The goal that made the difference came 3 minutes later. Alessandro Matri, who'd already had a goal disallowed for being offside. First of all, how good was the ball that came into him from Pirlo?
Look, Pirlo is alone, put a very fantastic ball. Tevez shoot a goal, and the ball arrived to Matri, and Matri score a goal.
Having seen this performance from Juventus this evening, knowing that they have now pulled off a domestic double, obviously you look ahead to the Champions League final against Barcelona. Is this side up to beating Barcelona?
Look, I think now it's important Juventus won the Coppa Italia, no? Because when you win, you help to win again. But now they had to forget everything and recharge the battery and think about Barcelona, because it will be another match, different match against the big champions.
Thinking about Barcelona, you automatically think about Messi, Neymar, Suarez.
Of course.
How does the manager now set up his side? How does Allegri prepare his side to stop those three?
But it depends. It's not easy to speak when you are another manager, no? Because Allegri knows very well how is the player are in this moment. And until now he played always with the 4 diamond in the midfield and 2 strikers. Tonight he played the 5 on the back. I don't know if against Barcelona he will play with the 5 on the back or 4 with the diamond and midfield.
How do you think the styles of the two sides compare?
If you play with the 4 on the back, you have one more player in midfield, and this player can press and help the 2 strikers. And in this position, play Vidal. But if you want to close very well the defensive line, you play with the 5 on the back.
Let's say they do now go ahead and beat Barcelona in this final. It would be a huge achievement, obviously, but where would that put them? If you're thinking about four Italian league titles on the road, the Coppa Italia title this season, the Champions League title this season, potentially, if they are to go ahead and do that, where does that put them in terms of history of Juventus?
But the history of Juventus is very high, no? It's one of the best clubs in Italy and Europe. And this is a big achievement. Some years ago, Inter Milan with Mourinho achieved the triplet, and now is very close. Juventus can achieve this. But if I remember well, also Barcelona could achieve the Liga. He won the Liga, and then now the final with the Coppa del Rey, and then there is the Champions League.
That's right, Coppa del Rey final in 10 days' time. Brilliant to have your company with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for being with us here this evening, Claudio Ranieri. Wonderful to have you. Now then, let's just remind you of what a packed week we have here on Sky Sports. It's all going on. We've got cricket for you tomorrow. It's the first test between England and New Zealand. We've got playoff finals over the weekend on Sky Sports 1. It's a tense weekend at the bottom of the table in the Premier League as well. Super Sunday, don't miss that. And Formula One fans, we've got something for you as well. Monaco Grand Prix is on Sunday. So then, Juventus add the Coppa Italia to their Serie A title, but it could get even better in Berlin in 17 days' time. We will see you then. Bye-bye.